I was really intrigued when you were talking about landing pages, because I've probably been guilty of all the things you said not to do. I worked at a Subaru dealership and an OEM dealership, and I might target some keywords, say on a PRZ or something, and land them on a PRZ specific page,
right,
or maybe another brand on an inventory page. But what I'm hearing is maybe that's not the best solution.
All right, so what Google did a number of years ago was they prevented people from advertising like bait and switch. So some of the keywords you're buying in the ad text, let's just say you're talking about apples and you send them to a page that's talking about oranges, they call that a quality score. So if you're buying, say, Subaru, Legacy, whatever, and you're saying, I want to drive more traffic, if you send them to a vehicle listing page, it's very likely that when Google looks at the content of that page title, description, what's on the page, it may or may not be able to attribute it a very high quality score. As compared to, you take them to a page, say if it was for a new Legacy, and you have that 60-second presentation video. Hi, I'm Brian Pasch from ABC Subaru. I'm standing in front of a beautiful 2013 Subaru Legacy. If you are a Subaru customer, you'll be glad to know that this year in 2013, we've added. And if you're new to the Subaru brand and maybe considering another product, you'd be glad to know that we have the highest. And when you buy a Subaru from ABC Subaru, you get our fire protection plan, blah, blah, blah. So give us a call, right? On that page, this video, so it increases time on the site. Secondly, it has information about the car, whatever pricing, a lead form. You understand how if you were buying maybe a high funnel keyword, just like 2013 Subaru Legacy, that would be so much more effective in telling them why to do business with you than just a listing of 2013 cars. You understand if you titled that page 2013 Subaru Legacy information, and Google looks at it and says, man, it has a high keyword density of Subaru Legacy. When people go on that page, they don't bounce. Google will say, wow, this keyword 2013 Subaru Legacy is creating engagement, time on site. I'm going to give this page a high quality score. You know what that means? Your bid price goes down. Right. So you could be overspending by not focusing on quality of your landing page. Okay? And if you're sending any traffic to your homepage, that's like almost unforgivable. I mean, what's the quality score for your homepage? What is Google supposed to figure out? Your homepage isn't optimized for anything. Really.
So what about if they're searching for like Honda dealers in the city? Where should that send?
Well, if you're a Honda dealer, most of you have a couple Honda dealers you're competing with, right?
Yeah.
So I'm taking them to maybe the About Us page, and says, hi, I'm Brian Pasch, General Manager, ABC Honda. You have many choices for Honda dealers here in the Cincinnati market. Let me give you 5 reasons why to do business with our company. We're the highest rated customer service in the marketplace. Number 2, we have the highest ratings on Google. Number 3, we have our value protection. Number 4, we are the largest buying dealers. That means the best selection. Number 5, we have our no happy pricing. So here are the links on this page. Take a moment. There's a link for used cars, new car service. We're here to serve you. If I was in a competitive Honda market, I would not send them to my homepage. I wouldn't send them to my crappy About Us page. I'm sending them to a video that gives them in 30 seconds a compelling reason. And again, Google looks at that and says, Honda dealer. That's the keyword they bought. And the page says, Honda dealer Cincinnati. And when people clicked on that page, they didn't bounce. They actually stayed a minute or 60. Oh, this must have been a relatively informative page. You get the idea? So I'll allow the dealer to spend less for that keyword because Google's trying to match intent with content and service more.
And from the video, what would be the next step?
Well,
They see my video, then what's
well, if you were in the video, then no one's fine. You're gonna have to get an actor. No. I didn't say that to your client. Remember, people want to buy products from people that they like and trust, right? So actually, you would be perfect in the video. So look, I'm the owner of the dealership that walks up to you. So give your value proposition, and then the video can be your call to action. You could call us at this number or below this video, talk like you're making the video for this page. Say below this video are 3 buttons. You can search for new cars, used cars, or service. Get started on your search, and if you have any questions that are not on our website, just call us. So the video can be the call to action because you know where you're going to place it on the page. Okay? And thank you so much. We are going to get started on time. We have an hour session. We'll go to 12:45, and then we'll go back in for lunch. I want to thank Anita from Google to be with us. In this section of the workshop, we're diving into one of the most exciting areas is mobile. And I will say before I call Anita up, you need to go back, and if you had to do one thing, just one thing from AutoCon, go back and test whether or not your dealership is in mobile paid search or common search phrases. Just write it down. I'm going to give you some examples later. But how many of you have collision shops? So what do you think? Does anybody really have a relationship with a collision shop? No, unless you're a really shitty driver. So you get into a little fender bender. What do you think people are doing? They just open up their mobile phone, collision center, body shop. Where are you? I asked one dealer this one question. Run a body shop. I asked the manager, what percentage of people walk in the door for an estimate you close? About 70%. I said, you have more room? Yeah. I said, spend about $1,000 a month on buying collision center terms and watch how your phone just starts ringing like crazy. How many have quick lubes? Quick lubes, right? Go ahead, type in oil change coupon on your mobile device. When you get back, are you there? Who's there? Who's there? Yep. Jiffy Lube. Anybody want that service business? Get that car on the lift, take off the tires, do a multi-point inspection. So when we talk about mobile, whether you believe in mobile or not, whether you are a user of mobile to the levels of maybe my 15-year-old son, please go back and do 5 to 10 searches on common search phrases for new, used, and service and parts in your market with your own device, and ask yourself, are you in the first 2 search results? I will say that 90% of this room, the answer will be no. No, just we're not there. And that will be one of those moments that you say, wow, I'm glad I went to AutoCon because I'm missing 20 to 30% of my potential marketplace who's choosing to use their mobile device to shop for service and parts. So without further ado, I'm going to invite Anita. Would you give a big, well-armed welcome to Anita Avram?
Hi everyone, see some familiar faces from this morning and some new ones. Brian's right. If there's one thing that you take away from here, and you already have a page search strategy, you should do mobile. There's a quote in here that I'm going to say early because that's whatever. There's a quote that says, choosing not to do mobile is like choosing not to do business on Sundays. And it's true. It's a big piece of the market that you can target, that you can get amazing results from. And every mobile pilot that I've ever run with every single account, whether it's automotive or not, we've seen amazing results. And we've seen more leads, more calls. And I actually have to say, I'm one of those people who does have a relationship with a collision shop. It's not the best driver in my teams, and then had a series of unfortunate events happened to me. My car got hit in the middle of the night while I was in a theater. Ran into my car, was not in front, but rather into the side door as I was driving the car. So I, from there on, had to have a direct relationship with my collision shop. And luckily, the first time I was able to search on my mobile device and just kind of found one, and it ended up being the one for me. So, there's 3 points I want to make at the beginning. If you don't take away anything else, just take away this. Mobile searches are growing, and 1 in 3 searches have local intent. You're on your mobile device, you're looking for something that's near you. You're searching on that mobile device, and what happens from you actually searching is that you take action. So it's not on here, but actually 88% of people take action from something that they searched for on their mobile device. They either call, or they look for directions, they click on the ad, they browse the mobile website. How many of you have mobile websites? Wonderful. You're going the right way. There we go. And the last point I want to make today, you have the mobile website, you have mobile ads. Google is actually making it really easy for you to get started and to build a very comprehensive and orchestrated mobile strategy. So we're going to talk about 4 things today when we talk about mobile. We're going to talk about the importance of mobile, understand how auto consumers use mobile, that's most relevant to you, stick to the basics of what you should do with mobile and how you can get started today. And if you are working with a partner, make sure that they do have a mobile strategy for you. And if they don't, call up that partner, call up the agency or contact and make sure you get started. Oh, sorry.
Our videographer.
Oh, apologize. So why mobile? More smartphones are being activated every minute than babies being born. It's huge. It's a global phenomenon. More smartphones are being sold than PCs. There's just a huge proliferation of mobile devices globally. It's a global trend. Mobile could be a cheaper marketing solution than search. When you start out with mobile, you'll find it's pretty expensive initially because you're bidding for a very small piece of real estate, bidding for 5 ads, and really more importantly, just those first 2. But over time, as you continue your mobile campaign, as you refine it, it could be an even cheaper solution for you than just search. Mobile is the future of growth. We see so much the traffic going to mobile now and so many queries being typed in on mobile devices. So it's just growing year over year. And it's just a market that will just continue to show more growth. And I don't know if some of you have seen this before, but I love this slide. Basically showing how the mobile internet will actually eclipse desktop and laptop internet browsers by the end of 2013. So it's a great opportunity for you to target these mobile users as they're browsing internet, as they're browsing content on their mobile devices.
So on this little hands-on piece, those of you who have smartphones, whatever brand you represent, let's do a test here for the Las Vegas market. Go ahead. Open up a Google search box on your mobile device or on your tablet, or your, obviously those of you who have laptops wouldn't get the results that we're talking about. And then just type in. So if you're a BMW dealer, go ahead and type in BMW service, BMW sale, BMW dealers, and ask yourself how many franchise dealers in Las Vegas are in the 2-page search. Most of your phones, there's only 3 ads that show, right? 3 ads, right? 2 paid, 1 organic. This is why people who are organic or SEO advocates, this is one of my reasons why I say you have to have a paid search strategy. The 2 first ads, those shaded yellow ads with that click to call, get amazing hits. People aren't searching like, let me go down to page 2. If they find 2 things, if they're looking for an oil change, they're looking for service, they're looking for a dealer. So did anybody want to share a search, what they did, and what came up? Okay, so what did you type in?
I just did BMW service Las Vegas.
Right?
And the first 3 ads were all imports auto service.
Right. But no franchise dealer,
No
right?
franchise dealer.
Us leave at the wheel. Who else? Who did a search? Want to share? Go ahead. What did you type in?
Maybe Dodge search Las Vegas, Dodge service
Right.
Vegas, and I got Chapman Dodge Las Vegas, and then.
Are they in the paid?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chapman Dodge is using mobile. Excellent. Up front, what did you guys?
I put Honda sales, Honda service, but it's actual Honda sales, hold up on Honda.com.
Right, but no local franchise dealer, right? This is amazing. Think about this. Look at the trend. Go back and do this test. if you do 5 or 10 searches on your mobile device, right where your store is, and you are not in every single one of those searches, you've got to get on the phone. And as I said earlier, it's 2 reasons. Number one, there was some perceived perception that you didn't want to spend more, and so they didn't tell you you were missing this, or you're just completely underfunding. So you may be in mobile, but maybe your ads are shown every 10th search. You need to be there 24/7. Do we have the commitment when we get back, we're going to do these searches on mobile devices? Right? Simple? Simple.
I got a question. Regarding the, when you're actually searching something, is there a way to get, obviously there is, how do you get the actual phrases that are key phrases that are relevant, that are being searched in your local area, that are relevant, that can push the customer to you? In other words, is it, if you're a Ford dealership in one part, how do I push that customer to me, or it brings them to me, whether it's a service or whatever it is, and how do I decipher which keywords to use? Because the keywords that you've got to be attached to, obviously, have to be something that's produced, that's being searched a lot, right? So where do we get those list of words, or those list of phrases? Good question.
So a really good starting point is to replicate your search campaign on desktop and opt that into mobile. Just split it out. From there, shorten the keywords. Nobody on their mobile device is typing in a 6-letter phrase. You're not going to type in the exact model, right? You're going to create a Camry, but you're not going to go past that. So just use kind of more broad, shorter keyword phrases that are already in your search campaign. Replicate those on mobile. Just in a couple of weeks, you'll start to see results. You'll see which keywords are pulling up the most clicks. You can see which keywords lead to the most calls. And from there, focus on those keywords and take away the ones that aren't performing so well.
The other thing to say is that the people who are running AdWords in the automotive industry, whether it's CobaltDealer.com, Haystack, okay, these are all SMB partners with Google. They have a wealth of data, so you're not the first BMW dealer they're running. So number one, your strategic partners will have a predefined list of mobile. But secondly, you can't trust that they're making the right decisions for you. So use common sense. That's why you go back and test. Okay? Secondly, depending on the transparency of your AdWords vendor, you want to look at the engagement. What's the bounce rate? Here's a perfect example. So the dealer I looked at, they were a huge online seller of Honda parts. You know, there's some dealers that just kill it, right? You know, 500,000 a month, you know, internet part, like it. When I looked at their AdWords campaign, they were buying Honda parts. And you would say, well, of course you would buy Honda parts. But if you look at the bounce rate and the conversion, it was their worst converting, highest, it was like 15% of the budget. Tell me why buying Honda parts may be a bad decision.
Lawnmowers.
What?
Lawnmowers.
Lawnmowers. Generators. Motorcycle. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about desktop or mobile, we need to still inspect and ask, what's the bounce rate of those keywords? What's the time on site? What's the number of calls? Dealers who really want to optimize will be testing, challenging their vendors, and then eventually, right, if you're buying keywords that are charging you $2 or $3 a click, they're bouncing, they're not calling, right? You have to ask your vendor, what type of algorithm do you have that's looking at poor performing keywords, and are you automatically filtering them out? Or is this something someone's doing manually and you could run through a lot of money, and what's that frequency? So these are real good questions to ask. When Google gives you that transparency, the question is, will you be able to see it?
Doesn't it make sense to have a cross threshold, which has to be physically inside the dealership, it's working in the dealership that knows this stuff, and utilizing the system and communicating with the GM, and making sure that he's doing the stuff the right way?
Okay, so here's the practical problem. The practical problem is some platform providers give you transparency and others don't. Okay? Meaning a detailed drill down at the campaign level, just not a PDF report. This is. But even the problem is that every time it seems that somebody in the dealership gets really digitally savvy, it gets stolen. Dealership. There's like this high turnover, you know, And I don't know if you've experienced this, but it's really frustrating for a dealer principal who says, you know, I sent Johnny out to these conferences, I got him AdWords certified, and my competitor just added 20 grand to his, okay. So, so here's my thought. For the average dealer, a competent AdWords provider with visibility is your best partner. Whether they're doing campaign changes, I'm not sure if the time and expertise is in the average dealership, but I would like them to be educated enough to inspect. I think someone asked the question over there, yeah, it was like, how do I know if my partner is wasting budget? So I think you need to know enough to inspect the reports. Whether they need to turn the dials themselves is really a question.
What do you think is a good budget to get the kind of frequency you're talking about?
That's on the market.
Just really quickly, it depends on how saturated the market is, because for those saturated markets, your CPCs, your cost per click, will be really high, so you have to allocate a higher mobile budget. What we've said before is if 20% of the traffic to your website is going to mobile, start off with maybe 20% of your budget going to mobile, and from there you definitely need to increase it. I often see mobile being limited by budget rather than not actually spending the money.
Just remember that the mobile click-to-call ad formats is all reportable. So the phone number in the mobile ad is controlled by Google, and so the click-to-call feature would be able to look directly in AdWords and say, how many calls were generated from my mobile? That's really important, because in that mobile format, and we'll get into that, we don't want to jump too far away.
I have a question. I'm the guy who does those AdWord campaigns at our dealership, and I'm trying to get a grasp, and I have a bunch of different campaigns on different strategies and stuff, but I don't really have a good handle on mobile. This may be a very tactical question, but are we setting up a separate ad campaign, as a campaign that's going to be mobile only?
Only.
And so I remember in the back
But let's
of my
stop there 1 second. Why should, think about this now, why should a mobile campaign, meaning an ad that says something with a link to a page, why does it have to be separated? Think about that.
Platform, the screen?
Well,
Can we let somebody from the audience answer? Julio?
The best results we've seen in separation between desktop and mobile is the ad copy is more relevant in a mobile campaign than in a desktop campaign, believe it or not. The mobile intent is usually within 24 hours of calling or going to a location. So having the ad copy really be relevant in the sense of drive here now, only 5 minutes away, and you can really target those campaigns based on the geolocation. It's where we see the most spike in CTRs on mobile campaign.
But here's the bigger thing. Remember, if you were at the award ceremony last night, there's not the same pages on your mobile website that are on your main website. So you can't drive people, you can't say, here's my campaign, all devices. Because you know what's going to happen? They're going to be on their mobile device, they're going to see your ad, and you pointed them to a page on your desktop. And you know what happens to their mobile? They get landed on the home page of your mobile site. That's why so many people say, oh, my mobile AdWords isn't effective. Bullshit. It's you're slamming people to your home page because no one said that page that you're referencing doesn't exist on a mobile site. So you have to really know your mobile site. You're often limited to the number of pages. It has to be completely separate. Once you create that beautiful, landing page experience equivalent on your mobile site, wait till you see the engagement level. That's the main reason why you have to separate it out.